My name is Trust Nakanzo. I'm from Southern A, Choma District from Swan Secondary School. So here at the 2025 National Jets Fair, I'm representing a two-stage fuel extraction process. So the way this works is that we get elements that contain hydrogen and carbon, particularly tires, grass, and plastic. So when you get the tires, you mix it with the grass and the plastic. Then I put them in this reactor. In this reactor, there's no oxygen. So when I subject them to high heat, they won't burn, but rather they will break down and go back to their chemical constituents. Now, those chemical constituents are the elements that we're talking about when you talk about carbon and hydrogen. So you find that in pyrolysis, only one feedstock is used, but here I'm using different feedstocks in the sense that each element will contribute something and there will be a synergistic effect. So you find that the grass is going to produce ethanol when pyrolyzed, then the grass is going to produce aromatics like benzene, then the plastic is going to produce alkanes. So when I heat up this system, the elements break apart, they will form hydrogen and carbon chains, hydrocarbons, which are the basic fundamental building blocks of modern fuels. So this hydrocarbon gas moves through this tube. This condenser, I'm replicating the condenser for behind the fridge. So as the hydrocarbon gas moves through this coil, it settles down in this collector. So the one that settles down in this collector is the crude oil. The crude oil that contains ethanol, petrol, and diesel, which is this one. So from there, the gases that fail to condense in this collector, they are piped through this bubbler. So inside here there's water, so they are bubbled inside here. Then this tube directs them back to heat the system instead of just letting them go out. Then you find that the amount of gases will increase such that I remove the oil, then it starts powering itself. So from this process I produce this oil which contains ethanol, petrol, and diesel. Now the aspect of trying to separate them comes in now. So this is where this thing comes in. This one is a fractional distillation system that I just made, fabricated here. So now we know that the petrol and diesel have different boiling points, meaning they can be separated at different temperatures. So in here, this one is a complex change of long hydrocarbon molecules, some which are oxygenated like alcohol. So when I put them here into this column inside here, inside the reactor, subject them to moderate heat. Inside this tube, I added sticks to facilitate condensation. So when the petrol-like hydrocarbons start rising through this tube, the diesel-like hydrocarbons will condense on the sticks and go back inside. So meaning the petrol is the only one that's coming out this side. So it goes down there in the collector. Then when it stops dripping, I know that the hydrocarbons which are in the range of petrol have been depleted. Then from there, I subject it to higher temperature using wood. From there, meaning the hydrocarbons in the range of diesel will start breaking the covalent bonds. From there, I will start getting the diesel-like fraction. From there, I start getting the diesel-like fraction. Then inside, after the diesel-like fraction has been depleted, you remain with bitumen, which is bituminous. From there, I subject it to higher heat to get base oil, which is a form of lubricating oil without additives there. Then the aspect of the alcohol, when I heat it at moderate heat, since the boiling point of alcohol and petrol is similar, when they start condensing, they'll be condensing at the same time. So we find that the petrol will contain a small amount of ethanol because modern fuels that we use currently, they add 10% ethanol to them. That's why the EU, what they're doing, when they get petrol, they add 10% ethanol to it to make it more combustible, to prevent engine knocking, and to release less fumes. That's the entire system. So the motivation for this setup came about when I started researching about pyrolysis. So when I started searching about pyrolysis, I looked at the certain limitations about the process. Then from there, that's when I went into different feedstocks. From there, I realized that different feedstocks will yield better bow oils with better properties, in the sense that the ethanol is going to facilitate combustion of the petrol and prevent engine knocking. Then the diesel range hydrocarbon won't be affected by that one. Then you find that the base oil just needs additives to be further purified to be used in cars. Then from there, when you talk about modern pyrolysis designs, when they do the system, the gases that they produce at the far end, they just let them go out. For this design, instead of letting them go out, again, the same gases are used to heat the system. But at an industrial scale, when scaled up, it won't appear like this. For the heating part, won't be using wood, we'll be using parabolic dishes. Those parabolic dishes will heat up the organic material. Then as they travel through this tube, in front here there will be a distillation tower. So a distillation tower will automatically refine the gases into the finished product. So that's the entire process that's happening here.
So from what we have here, this petrol you are making, can I make use of it in a vehicle right away?
Yes, you can make use of it. The petrol, I tried it 5 times in a Corolla Special. Then the diesel, I tried it in a Genset.
And it worked.
Yes.